I'm going to show you today how you can use your iPad or your phone or an Android device so you can also have a wireless director's monitor. I bought all this stuff with my own hard-earned money, and so yeah, no one's sponsoring this video. No one sent me these things to review. I just saw them, thought they were cool. The first ingredient you're going to need is this little bad boy right here. This is the Accsoon CineEye. There's already been a few videos out there about it, but I thought I'd put it to a real-world one-man band test, okay? So I have been using this, and it's pretty legit. It's pretty simple to use. This thing has its own Wi-Fi. I just whipped out my iPad, and you just connect directly to its Wi-Fi. It was a little bit weird at first. I didn't realize there was a password on it. So you do have to look there in the manual and see what the password is for your model so you can put it in. Another confusing thing is you don't have to click Wi-Fi even though you are connecting via Wi-Fi. You just click main, and then you have to remember to click the power button on there, as you'll see. But once you're in, and it connects great. And this actually has a pretty good distance. It's rated to go 100 meters, which is the equivalent of the exact playing portion of a football field. So that's a pretty awesome distance. I personally will never need to go any further away than that. I mean, as you'll see here, I used it literally just today on a little commercial shoot, and as you'll see here in these examples, the director wasn't that far away from me, but it was a great distance, and they really enjoy having their own monitor. And I will say the battery life on this is pretty legit. I had this thing running for 5 hours straight. Even at the end, I still had 2 little bars of battery left. So that's about 50% of the battery was still there even after 5 hours of being connected to the iPad. So that's pretty incredible battery source. But even so, if you did have to go a full, like say 12-hour day, you can connect this thing via USB-C power to like a little power brick, and it runs while connected to the power brick. So, or if you're like me, you have a V-mount battery with some USB options in it. Shout out to the SoonWell. If you haven't seen my review on the SoonWell battery, go check it out. Link down in the description below. But it's a V-mount with USB ports on it. So, you know, you could just plug this directly into your V-mount and you're good to go. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I did. I ordered this bad boy, and then I had some spare parts laying around. As you'll see here, I also bought this iPad holder that has a 1/4-20 mount on the bottom. And with that holder, I did configure my own little rig for my iPad. So basically what we have here, you have a cheese plate with a 1/4-20 screw in it, and I connected the iPad holder onto that. And then on the back is just this little, I don't know, this right angle kind of plate with some 1/4-20 mounts in it. And I mounted it onto the back of the cheese plate, and it also has a holder for a rail, and I just put a rail in there, and then I have these 2 little cheap Camvate rubber handles. And then this here is just a camera strap that I put the straps around the rails, but these little eyelets just unclip like that. Now I do have this neck strap a little on the short end, but you'll see here how I've attached the follow focus to the bottom of this little rubber handle, and there it sits, and I could just sit here and pull focus while I'm watching on the iPad. Okay, so now I have the CineEye here on the Blackmagic, and as you'll see, it's showing up on the iPad, and I have the Nucleus Nano attached here on the Rokinon Cine. Sorry for the shitty lighting, but basically I just wanted to demonstrate how you can use this with the Nucleus Nano. So I'm going to have Marianne just kind of walk around, float around by this bookshelf here, and I'm going to be pulling focus. Float around there, Marianne. And now I'm just pulling focus with the little Nano here. There we go. The latency is not bad at all, and even the client said that today on the shoot. He was watching it and he said, wow, I'm really surprised there's like 0 latency in that thing. So it's pretty accurate even for pulling focus. The only thing I have to say about it is that I did notice the image looks a little soft on the iPad, but I think that's to be expected. This thing is only sending out a 1080p signal, and then it's having to send it through the waves, you know, so it does make sense that it is a little soft. I don't think, the client certainly didn't notice, and I didn't notice when we were here just doing little tests at the house, but on set I did notice, and I think the only reason I noticed is because I was able to compare the image on the iPad to the image on my Atomos Shinobi. The Atomos Shinobi is an HDR monitor, so that's the first time that I noticed that I said, oh, in my own head I said that iPad is a little soft, but I think for what all intents purposes it is, as far as like I'm primarily going to be using it as a director's monitor for the clients, and it was so nice to have, like, you know, the client was over there, the director was there, they had the set photographer was there, and the BTS guy. They're all over there on the iPad watching it, and meanwhile no one's crowding me at my camera on my monitor. That was really a joy for me because I don't know, I tend to get a little frazzled when there's a lot of people crowding me at the camera and things like that. So it was really great just to set them up, and then they knew, okay, this is my monitor, and they love that too. It kind of makes them feel a little more important, but it also, you know, it's a little, I guess, quote unquote cooler, but it's more about just having more awesome tools available to appear more professional, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But it's definitely made that shoot easier, and I can totally see how it'll make all future sets easier. For instance, I have a short film coming up. It's gonna be me riding in the back seat. If I'm there on the shoulder rig, obviously I can't have the director, you know, she's not a fairy, she can't sit on my shoulder, so now she can just sit on, you know, on the seat next to me, on the other side of the back seat with the monitor in her hand, and she can literally watch what I'm watching on shoulder rig. So it's gonna come in handy a lot. I think this is such a sweet little find. So I'm adding it to my kit bag. There is a link down in the description below. Again, these guys didn't send me this, so, you know, I just thought it'd be cool to share this with you guys, share my experience with it. And yeah, I mean, it worked great today on set. It was pretty amazing. With that being said, as always, thank you so much for watching, and for now, that's a wrap.
Dear Mister, I'm too good to call or write my manager. Justy, baby, where you been, man? I see you been busy looking at your little YouTube page right here. Mr. Y2K, 2,000 subscribers. You know, I've been hearing some rumors, Justy, and I heard you get you get $1 per subscriber, per view, something like that. That's a lot of money, Justy. I want to know. I just want to know, where's my 20%? Where's my 20%, Justin? Call me back. We're trying to make movies out here for Universal. We don't care about 2,000 strangers on the internet, Justin. Strangers on the internet is dangerous. Didn't your mama teach you that? Call me back, Justin, baby. It's Ron. Bye.